When I say, Jonah heard God calling, you say with me, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. Jonah lived a long, long time ago. There weren't cars or trains or planes or even bicycles. If you wanted to go anywhere, you had to walk, ride an animal, or take a boat. Jonah was a prophet. That means he listened for God's word and told people what he heard God saying. Well, sometimes, but not always. One day, Jonah heard God calling, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. God told Jonah that the people of Nineveh had been misbehaving. They were hurting each other. They were lying to each other and to God. The rich people wouldn't help the poor. Strong people bullied weak people. People stole from the poor and neglected the sick and the elderly. God told Jonah to go to Nineveh and tell them that they had 40 days to clean up their act, or God would punish them. Well, Jonah didn't like the people of Nineveh. In fact, he wanted God to punish them. He thought that if he told the people what God wanted them to change, they just might change and then God wouldn't punish them. So instead of traveling all the way to Nineveh to warn them, he stayed right at home. So again, Jonah heard God calling, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. Oh no, thought Jonah. I don't want those bad old Ninevites to escape unpunished. So Jonah ran away as far as he could get. He went up a great mountain. And Jonah heard God calling, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. Jonah hid down in a deep valley under some trees and a bush. But still, Jonah heard God calling, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. Jonah found a really dark closet and buried himself under all his clothes, linens, and shoes, and blocked out all the light. But still, God called to Jonah, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. Jonah ran as fast as he could, as far as he could, to the very edge of the shore. And still, Jonah heard God calling, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. Jonah got on a boat that was bound for Tarshish, the farthest city on the farthest shore of the great sea. Just to be sure, he went down to the very bottom of the boat and hid under some barrels. That night there was a great storm at sea, and the little boat holding Jonah was tossed about terribly, so that all the sailors thought surely they would drown. And Jonah heard God calling, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. Jonah finally admitted to the sailors that God was angry with him because he wouldn't do what God wanted. The sailors took hold of Jonah and threw him overboard, and he was swallowed up by the waters. Not only the waters, but a great fish came by and swallowed up Jonah too, and dragged him down to the very, very bottom of the watery abyss. At the bottom of the sea, in the belly of a whale, Jonah had some time to think about his situation. And finally, Jonah thought about all the great things God had done for him in the past. And he decided to sing a song. God is so good, Jonah sang. God made the whole creation and everything in it. God made me and all my parts. There is nowhere I can go that God doesn't see me and know me. God is truly greater than I can ever imagine. And again, even at the bottom of the sea in the belly of a whale, Jonah heard God calling, I see you, Jonah. Now hear and obey. And with that, the big fish rose to the beach and belched Jonah up on the shore so he could obey. Jonah walked into the great city of Nineveh and proclaimed, God will give you 40 days to change your ways. If you don't, you will be punished. And you know what? The people of Nineveh heard Jonah, believed him, and changed their ways. So in the end, God didn't have to punish them. Even though Jonah wasn't a particularly good prophet, he still helped to change God's people.